And today we are live inside of our team training where we are live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So today what I'm going to talk to you about is Smart Task. If you're unfamiliar with Smart Task, you can actually get a free account by going to myvisionagency.com/smart task. You can see the link at the top of this video. But Smart Task is a project management / CRM sales management system that you can create that will actually, I'm going to show you today how to integrate with HighLevel. Okay, so if you're unfamiliar with HighLevel, it's the white label SaaS platform that we use inside of our program. So you can go to myvisionagency.com and create a free trial there if you're interested. So this is basically how Smart Task has their system set up. And of course, I'm going to dive into the dashboard and all of that and show you how it works. But it's important to know the organizational structure before I even show you that, right? So you have your organization, all right? And, this is typical for any CRM. You have your business, okay? No matter what your business name is, you have the business. And then you have groups of people working in the business. So this can be let's say you have two groups, you're doing paid advertising. That's your organization. That's what you focus on. So maybe you have a group that does Facebook ads, and maybe you have a group that does Google ads, or maybe you have paid advertising group and then, web design group, or maybe you just have, different partners and people that you outsource things to. So it could be a certain set of like VAs or something like that. However you want to structure it, the software is designed to help you go from organization to creating groups, and then for those groups, creating different projects for them to work on. Okay. So like I was saying, if this was your Google, paid ads for Google and Facebook ads, you may have, clients, a project for each client that you want to assign to them, right? And it can be, even though HighLevel is so great at nourishing the leads and turning them into sales, when it comes to actual projects, it can be a little challenging because you have to constantly share documents. The client needs to give you documents, and we definitely have inside of HighLevel the capability of uploading documents and things. But then you have that ongoing conversation between the team members and the clients, and sometimes just email really kind of gets confusing. If you need something that's a little bit more than noisy and a little bit more than HighLevel to kind of take your business to the next stage, I definitely recommend a project management system. And I have used Smart Task for a couple of years. I love it, and it is free. Okay, so this is the basic structure here. All right, now this is what, I don't know why this is there. Let me refresh my screen here. I don't know. Something's funky going on here. I don't know what that is, but yeah, and it's on, okay. So that is definitely my computer. All right, well, we're just going to work around it. I don't know. It's weird. We have a mysterious box here. I do want to say hello to Linwood and Maria. Thank you so much for watching on YouTube. Okay, so this is the actual the dashboard. Okay, now I'm just going to give you a walkthrough here. This is my actual live account. Okay, now these are all my tasks that are assigned to me. That's really going to bug me. But they're all the tasks that are assigned to me. Now I don't work with clients. I actually refer my HighLevel SaaS agencies at the 497 level. Every time I get a request for services, they are the ones that get my leads for services. Okay, that's my way of rewarding them for their hard work. And also, I want a way for them to, get clients, but also I am not doing services anymore. Okay. But I still need my own projects. I need my own daily tasks. So you can see here that I've actually created different tasks for myself, everything that I want to do on Monday. And you can see I have my due date here. And these are all of the things that I want to do. And then as I do them, I can just check them off, right? I can schedule this to be, every Monday. It repeats weekly. I can also attach documents here. I can set a priority level. Is it a high priority, medium, low? I can also award karma points. So that's something if you're working with a team, if you want to give them like kudos for completing tasks, it's like a reward system. And then you also can, within this task here, you can create sub tasks, which are these here. Okay, so you have one task that you would want to check off when it's done, but maybe there are multiple steps, just like my daily task here, where I want to go ahead and check that off as I'm doing them, right? Because that's a whole day's worth of tasks. I can also attach a contact. If I want to, I can search my contacts here. That makes it really easy if we're working with a client to have their contact information within the task. Also, you can add this task to a certain project, and I'm going to talk about projects here in just a second. Convert to a milestone. Task is dependent on a certain action, or you can duplicate, add a reminder, add additional or add task ID to task. There's lots of things that you can do here, okay, inside of a task. You can also see here that you can assign this task to different team members. So if I am the admin of the account and we have a client and they have a specific task, or maybe I have a VA and these are my daily tasks and I want to assign that to them, then I can, from my contacts, I can add them here and assign this task to them. And then when they log in on their list of tasks, it will have this task for them to do. Okay, so that's how you'll get it to show up in their task list. All right. I do see Terry just popped in. Hello, Terry. Okay, so this is the basic task function. Okay, now I'm going to go over to this project here that is actually a template. Okay, so this is the product launch template. And if you guys use that link above, you'll get all of these templates inside of your account. This is a template that is basically every step that you need for project management or product launch. Okay, and you'll also see that there are all of these other templates as well inside of there. So you have the general, marketing, operation, projects, accounts, the project design, basic, different marketing, like client information, operations here. You also have some of these for projects, accounts, engineering, and HR. Okay, so there are so many different ways that you can utilize Smart Task inside of your business to stay organized and for communication. Okay, so in the planning stage, you see here, you have the specific stage here, and then you have each individual task inside of here. Of course, you can assign them just like I just showed you there, right? But the cool part too is you also have boards, which is very, very similar to Trello. So I love that. Just the visual view of it, right? And you can also move things over just like you can Trello to keep track of your project. Okay. You also have the calendar view here. It does integrate with Google Calendar, and then you also have the feed. So it's very similar to like Facebook or something. So as someone creates or finishes a project, or maybe they have a question or something like that, you can update that here and then share that with the team. You also have a private chat option here. So if you did want to chat with maybe another team member and you had some questions or something, you could do that. You also have some analytics here. So how far along is the project? You have the timeline as well. So you can actually see here, what is due when, and, basically the whole process of that. Also, you can access any of the files that have been shared within that project there. Okay. So you have your groups and your tasks here that you can sort through. You can just create a new project here and then load up your templates. These come preloaded. You'll have to use the link here to get the extra ones, and that comes with your account as well. Okay, you have that option. You also have these workflows, so you can actually create your own type of workflow or project there. So it's just like a portfolio view. You also have the filtered tasks here. You have the CRM, so you can actually call and record the phone call. You can add companies and people to your CRM here. And that's why it's really important when, really what we want to do is we want to go from HighLevel, right? Because that's what we're going to use for our leads and all of those things, all right? But as you get a client, then that's when you're going to move into Smart Task, okay? And it does make sense that if you're already working in Smart Task, you have people assigned, that they'll be able to call from there instead of having to like go to HighLevel and then log in and then call there and all of that. So that makes it really easy to track, right? You also have these automated check-ins. It says get a better understanding by asking automated questions. You'll constantly get new insights on answers from the team. You also have time tracking. So if you have someone working for you that is maybe hourly or something like that, and you want to track that, or maybe just for analytics purposes, so that you can see, when you create a website, how long is it actually, each individual task, how long is that taking? You can also create new users here. So that's really simple. There are lots of tutorials here. If you click here, you'll see they actually give you some really good demos depending on whatever the project is you're working on. If you go to demo videos, you'll see here, like if you're an accounting firm, they show you a demo of how to actually use it for an accounting firm. The same with task management, sales pipelines, the CRM, and all of that. You also get some docs and facts here, which is what I showed you with that diagram. You definitely have support in all of those things. Here's where you're going to access all of your templates. Okay, so that is the basic overview. I highly encourage you to get it. I mean, it's free. Even if you just use it like I do, you can track all of your tasks and things like that. And there is a mobile app as well, and it will send you reminders when you need to, maybe you've forgotten something or there's a task overdue. So it's very, very helpful. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to be able to connect this information with HighLevel, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Pabbly. If you're unfamiliar with Pabbly, it is basically like a Zapier alternative. So you can connect two different softwares with one another, okay? You can go to My Vision Agency. Actually, I'll show it to you up here. Excuse me. Okay, so up at the top, you can sign up for Pabbly for free by going to myvisionagency.com/Pabbly. So the first thing, obviously there's two different, actually, before I even get into that, let me show you something so cool, okay? I want to show you, before we even get into the integration part, you can actually create you can actually create an integration just with an email address, okay? So you'll see here, let me go to my project, actually, that I was showing you here. Okay, so inside of the project, okay, you can do this one of two ways, all right? You can get the email to create a task, you can get the email from the project or the user, okay? So if I wanted to send myself an email, that would be a different email address. I'll show you that in just a second. So go from task, and then add task from the email, okay? Or I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Task from email. So add task to this list by sending this email, okay? So if I want to, maybe I'm working in my HighLevel account and I want to be able to create a task to this project without all of the integrations and all of that, you actually see this specific email address, okay? So this is really, really simple. We're just going to go to HighLevel, and we're going to just create this contact called Smart Task, and then we're going to add that email here, and we're going to save. Okay, so now what we want to do is, if I wanted to, like maybe someone, I want to, you could also use this, if you wanted to forward an email or something like that from like Gmail, you could forward to this. You could also just add something here, like I just want to do test email, and then maybe I want to say, this is a cool feature. Okay, and then I'm going to send. Now, if I go back to Smart Task, I should have a new task. here. Let me refresh. I should have a new task here that says test. Might take just a second. Where is my test? Okay. I love when I do things live and something doesn't work. Okay, it might take just a minute to show up, so let's move on. Okay, so that's one way. So that's just a really simple, cool way of doing it. You could also do it from the user level. So if I go to user and I click here, then I could click on task and then get my specific user email task. Okay, so that's really cool too. All right, so let's go into Pabbly and we'll talk about how to send information from HighLevel to Smart Task. Okay, so all you need to do is create a new task or new workflow. All right, when you create a new workflow, you're just going to choose your first tool. Okay, so we're just going to choose HighLevel. Okay, and now we can choose an event. Okay, do we want to when something is added to a specific campaign, do we want to take that information and send it to Smart Task? When a new appointment is created, a birthday reminder, call status, contact D&D, contact tag, we need to choose what action we want that to take, right? When we do that, we're going to get a webhook. All right, so what we want to do is copy the webhook, and we're going to go back into our HighLevel account, and we're going to go to automation. And if you do not see campaigns and triggers here, the reason is because it is depreciating. They're actually moving all of the features from campaigns and triggers to workflows. However, this specific feature where you're triggering a webhook is not it doesn't work in the workflows yet. So if you need to get this feature, you can go to settings and then you can go here and enable that. Okay, once you enable that and then update, you're going to see this option here. Okay, so we're going to go to triggers, and I've already created one, which is real simple. You just click add trigger. Okay, and then now we're going to choose when we add a contact tag. Okay, so we're just going to choose from the drop down menu. Anything that we want can trigger this tag. Okay, we're just using contact tag because that's really easy. Some of these things are hard for me to train live because of, all of my integrations I already have, and then, switching APIs and things like that. So I am sorry I can't always show you everything step by step, but that's why. I mean, it's just, I can't blur things out very easily when I'm doing live training. Okay. So contact tag. Now we want to choose what do we want it to be when a tag is added or removed. Let's just say added, and we'll just choose a random tag here. So when we add beginner tag, okay, it's going to trigger this webhook. All right. So you can just choose webhook just from the drop down menu here. Okay, so it's going to be execute webhook, and then we're just going to paste that there. Okay, so now what we've done is we've said anytime in this account when we tag a contact with beginner plan, it's going to trigger this webhook here. Okay, so make sure that you've saved it and make sure that you've also activated it. Okay, so that this will trigger. Now what we need to do is go back to Pabbly, and you'll see that it's waiting for a webhook response. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to actually tag a contact with beginner plan. Okay, so let's go here. These are all just sample contacts. So I'm going to say let's add actually, let's remove Jane Doe. She has a beginner plan tag already. I don't know why that's doing that. That's really bothering me. All right, so I don't even know what that is, you guys. That is so weird. Let me see here. Why is that like that? It's like on my main computer too. I don't understand. It's weird. Okay. All right, sorry. So let's go back. Let me just delete this there. All right. So let's go. And what we want to do is maybe I can actually, this is so funky. I don't know why it's doing that. It's messing up my whole system here. All right. So let's just add a tag in a different way. We're just going to select, it didn't even delete that. Let's choose another one. All right. So let's choose. Let's choose. just make one up. Okay, so we're going to say Jane Doe. And we're going to say Jane Doe 123 at gmail.com. All right, and so save. All right, so now we have another Jane Doe, and what we're going to do is tag her with beginner plan because we talked to Jane and she's like, yeah, sign me up for the beginner plan. And so that's what we're going to do, okay? Now, hopefully, okay, so let's just go back here because it's not going to let me tag her. So we're going to tag her in this way. We're going to select the contact and click here for tag, and then we're going to add tag. Let's say beginner plan. Beginner plan. There we go. And then we need to call our action. So let's say tagged with beginner plan. All right, and add. Okay, so we've tagged her that way with beginner plan. Now, if we go back here, you'll see that it has pulled in Jane Doe's information from HighLevel, okay? Because we tagged her with beginner plan. So this is going to happen every single time we tag someone with beginner plan. So now what we need to do is go to Smart Task. Okay, now if you look at Smart Task, they have where you can create a task, you can add a comment, you can search your users, excuse me, and then you can also search projects. So it says it fetches 5 projects matching the query name. Okay, so this is the query. All right, so let's go ahead and let's just say create a task. Now, when it comes to the company ID, it's automatically, because I'm logged in here, it automatically pulled that in. Okay, so you definitely want to make sure to connect your Smart Task. And it's actually really simple. Once you let's just do connect. It says connect with Smart Task. So that's all you need to do is allow it. Okay. But when it comes to the it comes to the company name, if it doesn't pull up here, what you can do is go map, and then it will actually show you. Let me see if it'll. Because when I did this the first time, it just automatically picked up, and I want to make sure that you guys understand this company ID. Now it doesn't have the instructions. It'll tell you, you know what we're going to do? I want to make sure that you guys know how to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete this, and let's just start with Smart Task again. Okay, because that took me a second to figure out. I just want to make sure that when I am showing you guys that you understand too. Okay, so we're going to say create task, and then I'm going to connect, and let's say connect, and connect with Smart Task, and I'm going to allow, and there we go. And now it's connecting me. Okay, and it picked it up anyway. All right, so it should, but if it doesn't, it will have instructions here that you need to get a certain code like from the ID. So it'll ask you like, what is your app name here? And it's just your company name, okay? Or it'll have like it'll say, get this code from the URL, and then you'll just have to click that and then get the code. It's very, very specific. So if you guys are struggling, you know, you can always reach out to me and maybe I can send you a screenshot. I do want to look at my chat here. Ricky says, can't hear on YouTube. I do see that my sound is working. You may need to check your volume, see if your speaker is turned off. Tattoo Now says HighLevel Nerds Online Live. Yes, I'm a proud HighLevel nerd, really. I think I'm a proud nerd in general. Yeah, definitely. Proud nerd. Nerds rule the world is what I say. So you want to choose your company ID here. Okay, so you can map that. If you're trying to pull it from HighLevel or whatever you've pulled in from here, you may have multiple stages. So you can choose your company ID, all right? But it's mapping it all out. Once you do this one time, you won't have to do it again, which is why I can't show you the actual live version of it. Come on here. I think my computer does not want to be live. Okay, so creator user ID, that's just me. You want to choose the assigned user. Okay, and it's just me. That's why you're going to see all of my names here, but you may have multiple different users and you want to set up a workflow to do this for like a specific user. You can choose that option. Okay, you can add your task name. Like maybe you want to say, let's say Jane, and we'll choose the last name. And then we'll say, maybe we want to send this message when we need to onboard a new client. Okay, so we'll say onboard new client. And we're going to tell Bridget, you know, because Bridget is assigned here, we're going to tell Bridget what's up. Okay, but we also want to add in the description the email address of Jane Doe so that Bridget can do the onboarding there. We can add a priority. So let's say high priority. We can also select the dates. Maybe we want this to repeat daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly. We can also add an interval here. So if it's like, maybe we wanted to say every 7 days, we could type that in there, but we're just going to choose no dates. Also, if you wanted to add a start date, you could do that. Just make sure, and this is one of the reasons I love Pabbly over Zapier. I feel like they're a lot better at showing the instructions of what you need to do. So if you did need to add a task start date, you just want to make sure that it's in this format. Okay, so you would literally want to copy this, paste it here, and then edit it with your specific information. Okay, or you could also map it out if you had that in like an onboarding form or something like that. You can also do the due date. And again, you want to stay in this format. You can choose the status. Is it incomplete or complete? And then is this archived, false or true? And then you can choose the projects, so specific projects. Okay, so let's just go ahead and we'll say this is exactly what we want. So we'll save and send. And now you can see that it brought in the information. Okay, so it sent it. So let's go back to Smart Task now. And you'll see that we have a task here that says onboard new client, Jane Doe. You can see that it's assigned to me, Bridget, and then we have set a priority, and then you can see in the description that it has Jane Doe. Okay, so if you guys are creating like an onboarding process for your clients and they're filling out a form, you could just have them fill out the onboarding form and then gather all of that information. You could, send your team and Smart Task a task to, onboard the client, or, maybe you just want to use this in general stages. Like if you're changing your stage pipelines and you want it to update a task inside of Smart Task, there's so many options and things that you can do. It's really endless. So it's definitely a great resource. It's a great free tool. It's a great thing that you can integrate into HighLevel. Okay, so that's really all that I wanted to show you today. It's very, very simple. If you guys are struggling, of course, you can always reach out to me. If you want to create a free trial of My Vision Agency, you can go to myvisionagency.com. All right, I will see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye.